Hello there, friends. There are a lot of games coming to Nintendo Switch this month. Like, too many games, far too many games that I could ever play. So I figured I'd narrow down a good 10 of them. 10 really interesting or big games coming to Nintendo Switch in the next, how many days in October? 31? 31 days. Starting with, you get a nice week. The next week is okay, then it kind of goes bonkers for the rest of the month. But we start with October 8th, Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair releases. This is the sequel to Yooka-Laylee, a game I didn't really love. I thought the 3D worlds were just kind of big and sprawling and not particularly, like, I don't know, well directed. But this is a game much further up my alley. This is basically just a 2D platformer. It's basically Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze except Yooka-Laylee. Of course, this is by Playtonic, the former Rare developers, the former developers of 2D Donkey Kong games. So that should be right up their street. I'm very excited for this. This looks basically like another Tropical Freeze game. And that excites me a great deal. Plus they post a bunch of soundtrack previews on YouTube. And some of them are very good. And David Wise is doing the music for this as well, which has me very excited. October 10th, Valfaris releases. Now, you might not have heard of Valfaris. It's a small indie game from the folks that brought you Slain Back from Hell. And I look at this, first of all, the art is absolutely stunning. It looks amazing. But when I look at this, I think it's a 2D action platformer. I look at it and think, it's what if Doom was a 2D side-scrolling game? And I think it would look a lot like this. And it looks really cool. And it's one of the indie highlights of the month for me, I think. They first revealed this game at the PC Game Show, and I was like, oh, please bring that game to Switch. And they're bringing it to Switch, and it looks so good. I'm very excited. That's October 10th. October 11th, Killer Queen Black, which is a big arcade game, a game that's apparently huge in arcades for the last couple of years. And it was revealed last year at E3 coming to Switch, and then it got delayed. And it's been a while, and I feel like some of the buzz around it has disappeared. Buzz, get it, because it's about bees. I think they're bees. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're bees. It felt like that delay hit the buzz a little bit, but I think once this game releases, it's a 4-on-4 multiplayer game where there are multiple ways of winning. You can either ride the snail, you can hoard the berries, or you can kill the queen, and I think that creates a bunch of different tactical options, and it could just be utter chaos, or if you have a team of people who are good, it could be like a sniper, razor win. It's like, this is how we're going to win, and this is what we're going to do. But hopefully the online is good, hopefully all of this works, hopefully that's what they spent the extra. This was meant to come out last year, so it's basically been delayed for the best part of a year. And hopefully that's what they spent the time on. Hopefully it is real good, and hopefully it at least emulates the experience people have had in the arcades. October 15th, a little game you might have heard of. It's called Overwatch. It's amazing to think, we'll talk about the other game out on October 15th. There is 2 gigantic third-party games coming to Switch that day. The first is Overwatch, online multiplayer shooter. A hero shooter, I think, is the technical genre. It's Overwatch. It's one of the biggest games in the world. It's one of the most popular games in the world. It's one of the biggest esports in the world, and it's coming to Switch. I'm interested to see how well it runs and how many corners had to be cut to get Overwatch onto a handheld system. Well, again, talk about that in a second, but it's Overwatch on Switch. October 15th. I don't think you can do much better than that. Or maybe you can. Also on October 15th, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Like, that's one of the best games of this generation. Of course, you'd think that's one of the most visually demanding games of this generation too, Garrett. And I'd be like, yeah, sure is. But if you've seen hands-on, there's a lot of hands-on footage at this stage. It looks remarkably fine, especially in handheld mode, which is probably the most interesting selling point of this version of this game. If it runs well in handheld mode, the idea that The Witcher 3, this big, humongous, complicated game, is a handheld game is kinda crazy. And it's releasing the same day as Overwatch on Switch. Fair enough, neither of these are new third-party games, but they're still humongous games. Particularly Witcher 3, which is humongous both in size, scope, and playtime. It also comes packed in with all the DLC, so it is the full Witcher 3 experience on Switch, all those hundreds of hours of gameplay. I was going to say I've never played Witcher 3. I played the first hour of Witcher 3. I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. And I'm pretty sure I'll just lie around and play this entire game in handheld mode, as it was clearly designed to be done. But you get no rest. There is no respite, because on October 16th, Little Town Hero comes out, developed by Game Freak. This was revealed last year in Nintendo Direct. It was just called Town at the time. It was given an official date in the most recent Nintendo Direct, coming October 16th. Game Freak are very busy. Big game out this month, bigger game out next month with Pokemon Sword and Shield. But yeah, October 16th, it's a tactical RPG. It has music by Toby Fox. Its art looks absolutely lovely. I'm excited for this game. The last Game Freak Nintendo exclusive side project was Pocket Card Jockey, which I haven't played, but I know people swear by Pocket Card Jockey. I hope they will swear by Little Town Hero too. October 18th, Weird Nintendo is back. My favorite kind of Nintendo. Ring Fit Adventure. which is Nintendo's basically their Wii Fit replacement, where they give you this like tension circle, for want of a better word. I'm sure they have technical words for this, technical Nintendo words for it. In fact, they do. It's called the Ring Con, where you insert the Joy-Con into that, you insert the other Joy-Con into a leg strap, and then you exercise. The game is built around getting you to move and getting you to do stuff and getting you to exercise, which I always like weird Nintendo. Like, you have Labo, which is just this whole weird thing Nintendo's doing, and they turned it into a VR headset, and it's just cardboard video games. And now this is the new Wii Fit, the bizarre Nintendo trying to change the world via video games and trying to make people healthier via video games. And I always like that. What I find particularly interesting is they marketed this, and same with Labo, entirely separate from their like hardcore games. This will never appear in a Nintendo Direct. It was announced separately. It is marketed separately. Labo has never appeared in a Nintendo Direct. It was announced separately. It is marketed separately, which I think is really smart, because I think if this were at an E3 Direct, people would be like, oh, Wii Music all over again, that kind of stuff. Whereas they're smart enough to keep it separate, keep it different, and then market it accordingly. I don't know. I'll probably get this. I didn't get Labo because I knew I just wouldn't use it. I'd build the things and those things would just take up space in the corner. This one I might actually get because the games actually look pretty fun. But we shall see. That is Ring Fit Adventure out October 18th. I mean, a little break. Not that there's no games out in this period, but when I was looking at the release schedule and I tried to narrow it down to 10. We have 2 games out on October 29th. 2 re-releases out on October 29th even. Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD, which was a Wii launch title, which is being re-released in HD, and it's just nice to see series like Super Monkey Ball not just disappear. Not Sega just shove it in a closet, never to be seen again. But it's coming back. It's on all consoles. Banana Blitz HD being released October 29th. And that's not the only classic game. Disney classic games, Aladdin and The Lion King, are out October 29th too. Though this release date, it's on Amazon. There's places that have been reporting this is the release date, but all the trailers have only said fall. So maybe take this one with a slight grain of salt, but multiple places say October 29th, so I'll run with it. October 29th, the Lion King games from the Super Nintendo. Aladdin, I think, is only the Genesis version, because the Super Nintendo version of Aladdin was made by Capcom. And they have multiple other versions in there, including, I believe, the Game Boy versions. And it has everything you'd want from this, including like save states and a rewind function, and even a feature where you can watch a video of the game and then just jump in whenever you want, which feels like magic. So you can watch like the first, 3 levels, because you don't want to play them over and over again, and then you can jump in, you can just take over, which is, again, sounds like magic. Seems like very good emulation. But those games are hard, and I want stuff like rewind features to be able to beat them. I was playing The Lion King relatively recently. I was like, this game is just unnecessarily hard. Why is it so many? It's a very impressive game though. The music is phenomenal. And it has like, I'm not gonna say voice acting, it has voice lines in it, which are like, whoa, this is like playing the movie. Except it's not. Actually, it kind of is. It is kind of like playing the movie. It's not like that far away from the movie. It's pretty far away from the recent remake of the movie, but not the original. And then the main event of the month, Halloween night, or well, technically the night before, because they released at midnight. But nonetheless, on Halloween, we get Luigi's Mansion 3, which I am so excited for. I love Luigi's Mansion. I think the first game is phenomenal. I think the second game is even better. A lot of people tell you the second game isn't even better because it's not contained to one mansion. Those people are wrong. That game is much more clever and fun and charming and amusing. And this just looks phenomenal. The entire idea is Luigi's based in a hotel this time, and all the hotel floors are themed differently. So as you get to a different floor, there's like an Egypt one, and there's a garden one, and there's all these fun stuff that Luigi can explore. And I'm excited for Luigi's Mansion 3, and all the ghosts look great, and Luigi's walking around terrified going, Mario! It's my kind of game, and I'm very excited. October 31st, end of the month, on Halloween. What better release date than Halloween for Luigi's Mansion 3? And what better way to cap off all the Nintendo releases for the month than with that? On your left, my review of Final Fantasy VIII. On your right, my review of Untitled Goose Game. A lot of games coming up. Too many games. Too many games is not a curse. It's a blessing. But regardless, thanks for watching.